Okay, so since we're not going to agree on the part that isn't completely now nailed down by law enforcement, let's just go to the part that's incontrovertible, which is that the Russians meddled in the election. All 17 of our intelligence agencies say that. You would agree to that, right?
Well,
all 17 of our intelligence agencies say that. All 17 of our intelligence agencies say that.
So we can get into the back and forth and into the minutia of that letter you're talking about, because actually,
letter.
The 17 agencies
you're
talking about.
17 agencies have said Russia did.
So do you think the president didn't win the election?
Answer my question first. All 17 of whose side are you on?
I'm on America's side.
Okay, but then all of our intelligence agencies say this. Russia meddled in our election. Please admit that.
You'd have to ask Russia whether they tried.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
How would I know?
Okay, but then you're like your boy Trump, you're saying you don't believe our intelligence agencies.
No, what I'm saying is this.
Well, you don't.
The president. Well, let me answer.
This is what they say.
The president won the election fair and square.
That's not the point or the question.
Whether there was an attempted meddling, again, how would I know? You're asking me if that's
because our intelligence agencies, all of them, say there was. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so,
see, Boris, this is why we are having a problem.
Well, what's the so what?
Because I can't even get you to come to the place that all people, including the Republicans, agree is the fact that Russia did meddle in our election.
Well, it's not quite agreed as fact, but was there a seeming attempt at meddling?
It is settled science.
Okay. This type of disinformation campaign is intentionally difficult to find hardcore proof of. It's other factors. And what the experts say is that this couldn't have been faked, that it's not one factor, that it's 100 factors that point to Russia. They say it's the forensics, it's the digital fingerprints, it's the IP addresses, the malware, the encryption keys, the specific pieces of code, that all of them point to Russia, and none of them points to anyone other than Russia.
Какие отпечатки пальцев? What fingerprints, or hooves prints, or horn prints? What are you talking about? IP addresses, they can be invented. You know, there are very many specialists that can invent or fix it up. You know, a kid of yours can send it. Your girl that is 3-year-old can perpetrate such an attack.
This is not my allegation. This is the conclusion of the 17 U.S. intelligence agencies, 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 and the others that I mentioned. But what they say is that Russia not only hacked into the Democratic National Committee and hacked into Hillary Clinton's campaign emails, but that they also perpetuated a campaign of disinformation that involved putting out fake news stories through Russian-controlled entities like RT and Sputnik, and that those then were pushed by aggregators and what they're called bots on Twitter and elsewhere, and specifically targeted at voters who were potentially pro-Trump, voters in the Rust Belt of America, in Wisconsin, in Michigan, in Pennsylvania, who were potentially gettable for Trump. And that is the conclusion that they have reached.
All of us should take the American mass media's role model, you know. Meghan has been demonstrating today high class in her profession, because I have just cited an example that points out that there was no disinformation, no matter who was behind that leak about the Democratic Party. And the fact is that that director handed in her resignation.
Do you regret that the Obama White House did not decide earlier to blow the whistle on the Russians before the election?
We did blow the whistle on the Russians on October 7th, and that came as soon as the intelligence community and all of its component parts, 17 agencies, came to a consensus conclusion that we took the extraordinary step of making public that the Russian government at the highest levels was involved in an effort to play in our electoral process. That information was put out to the American people in a statement from the Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of Homeland Security. Very unusual act designed to put on notice the American people, the secretaries of our 50 states, whose responsibility it is to protect the integrity of our electoral infrastructure, and to members of Congress who had been previously briefed as well on the import of this. So we did, in fact, put that information out as early as we had that consensus view with confidence, high confidence, high confidence, high confidence, high confidence.
High confidence.
That was necessary in the right.
I heard it was 17 agencies. I said, boy, that's a lot. Do we even have that many intelligence agencies? It turned out to be 3 or 4. It wasn't 17.
The other thing that was fake news coming from President Trump is when he said, well, I keep hearing it's 17 intelligence agencies that say Russia meddled in the election. I think it's only 3 or 4. Where does that number come from? Where is this 3 or 4 number come from?
As you know, the IC was a coordinated product from 3 agencies, CIA, NSA, and the FBI, not all 17 components of the intelligence community.
As Clapper just said in this last clip, there are only 3 agencies, not 17, responsible for the intelligence report on Russia's involvement in the 2016 election. Background to assessing Russian activities and intentions in recent U.S. election. This is the report here. It says right here, this report includes analytic assessment drafted and coordinated among the CIA, FBI, and NSA. Those are the 3 agencies. But not only that, CIA and FBI have high confidence in this judgment, but NSA only has moderate confidence in this judgment. Not only is there not 17 agencies, of the 3 agencies that are responsible for this report, only the CIA and FBI give us high confidence. The NSA, who basically hears and knows everything, they don't have analysts on the ground. They basically are piped into everybody's communications. They give moderate confidence. So why are these people lying to you? Why are they lying to us? And if they're lying about the 17 agencies, what else are they lying about? I think everyone needs to read this report. It is quite hilarious.